Ladies and gentlemen, champions of destiny, seekers of greatness, today I stand before you with a truth that is as old as time itself. A truth that separates the weak from the strong, the lost from the leaders, the dreamers from the doers. That truth is this: discipline is everything. It is the golden key to success, the invisible force that turns wishes into realities, and the unwavering power that carves a path where others see only obstacles. You may have talent, you may have dreams, and you may even have luck on your side. But without discipline, you have nothing. Because discipline is the bridge between ambition and achievement. And today I give you 5 key principles that will make discipline your greatest ally on the road to success. Ladies and gentlemen, champions of success and seekers of greatness, before we embark on this journey of wisdom, I ask you to take a simple yet powerful step, one that separates the idle observer from the action taker. Hit that like button because success begins with action. Subscribe because knowledge, when received consistently, transforms lives. Tap that bell icon because opportunities favor those who are always ready. And share this message, for no great leader ever walked the path alone. They lifted others along the way. Now let's begin. Because greatness waits for no one. Your daily habits are the blueprint of your future. They are the invisible architects shaping your destiny, whether you realize it or not. Every single action you take, no matter how small, moves you in one of 2 directions, either toward success or away from it. There is no middle ground. There is no standing still in life. You are either growing or declining, moving forward or slipping backward. And the deciding factor? Your habits. Look at the most successful individuals in any field, whether in business, sports, entertainment, or leadership. What do they all have in common? It's not just talent, it's not just intelligence, it's not even luck. It is their relentless commitment to disciplined habits that sets them apart. They understand that the key to achieving extraordinary results is found in the small, seemingly insignificant choices they make every single day. If you study the greats, you'll see a pattern. They wake up early. They invest in themselves. They plan their days with precision. They do not waste time. They do not let distractions pull them away from their goals. They do not allow laziness to creep into their routines. They live by a code of discipline that ensures that their actions are aligned with their ambitions. Now, let me ask you, what do your daily habits say about your future? Are your actions in harmony with the success you desire, or are they leading you further from it? If you continue on the path you are on right now, where will you be in a year, 5 years, 10 years? The truth is, you don't need to wait a decade to see the answer. The future is already being written in the habits you perform today. The problem most people face is that they allow bad habits to take control without even realizing it. They tell themselves it's just one day off, it's just one skipped workout, it's just 1 hour of scrolling on social media, it's just one missed opportunity. But here's the secret. Success is not built in a day, but it is lost in a day. 1 day of procrastination leads to 2. 2 days lead to a week leads to a month. Before they know it, years have passed and they are still in the same place. Wondering why, success has eluded them. But it didn't elude them. It was their own habits that pushed it away. The truth is, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. You can have the biggest dreams in the world, but if your daily actions don't support them, they will never come true. It is not enough to want success. It is not enough to visualize it. You must structure your life in a way that demands success from you. If you want to be healthy, you must develop habits of eating right and exercising daily. If you want to be wealthy, you must develop habits of investing and managing your money wisely. If you want to be a leader, you must develop habits of learning, discipline, and decisive action. There is no shortcut. There is no magic formula. It all comes down to what you do consistently. And here is the best part. The moment you take control of your habits, You take control of your future. Success is not about massive overnight changes. It is about small daily improvements. It is about choosing every single day to be disciplined, focused, and intentional with your actions. So I ask you, what habits will you commit to today? Because whether you realize it or not, they are shaping your future as we speak. Will you take control, or will you let life control you? The choice is yours. Everything in life begins with a purpose. Without it, you are like a ship drifting aimlessly on the ocean, pushed in every direction by the winds of circumstance. You wake up every morning, but there is no fire in your soul. You go through the motions, but there is no drive behind your actions. You start tasks, but you never finish them, because you lack a deep, burning reason to persist when things get tough. This is the fate of those who have no definite purpose. They become wanderers, spectators of life rather than masters of it. But those who have a definite purpose, those who have a clear, compelling vision of what they want, possess an unstoppable force within them. They are the ones who wake up with energy. They are the ones who stay focused while others are distracted. They are the ones who push forward while others quit. Why? Because they are driven by something greater than momentary pleasure, greater than comfort, greater than any obstacle that stands in their way. Discipline is not something you force upon yourself. It is something that is naturally cultivated when you have a purpose so strong that nothing can shake it. When your goal is clear and your desire is intense, discipline becomes effortless. It is no longer a burden. It becomes a necessity, a calling, a part of who you are. Think of the greatest leaders, the most successful entrepreneurs, the champions of every industry. They did not achieve greatness because they had an easy road. They did not wake up every morning feeling motivated. No, they achieved greatness because they had a purpose so powerful that it overpowered their excuses, their fears, and their doubts. A person without purpose will wake up and say, I don't feel like working today. A person with purpose wakes up and says, I will do whatever it takes to move closer to my dream. A person without purpose sees obstacles and gives up. A person with purpose sees obstacles as stepping stones. A person without purpose makes excuses. A person with purpose finds a way. If you struggle with discipline, if you find it hard to stay consistent, if you constantly start things but never finish them, it is not because you are lazy. It is because your purpose is not strong enough. Your reason is not big enough. Your why is not clear enough. You must ask yourself, what do I truly want in life? Not what others expect of you, not what society tells you is acceptable, but what you want with every fiber of your being. Once you define it, write it down. Make it real. See it in your mind every single day. Feel it. Obsess over it. Let it consume you. Because when your purpose is strong enough, discipline will no longer be a struggle. It will be automatic. You will no longer need someone to push you. You will no longer need external motivation. You will no longer be controlled by distractions, because your mind will be locked in on your vision, and nothing will be able to shake you from your path. This is how the greats are made. This is how empires are built. This is how legends are born. And now the question remains, what is your purpose? Because once you find it, discipline will follow. And when discipline is in place, nothing can stop you. Self-control is the foundation of all greatness. It is the ability to command your mind, your emotions, and your actions rather than being a slave to them. It is the mastery over impulses that derail the weak, the strength to say no to distractions, and the power to stay the course even when temptation tries to lead you astray. Look at the most successful individuals in history, the pioneers, the visionaries, the game changers. They did not rise to greatness because they had more talent than everyone else. They did not reach the top because life handed them better opportunities. They achieved success because they mastered themselves. They had the discipline to control their emotions when others lost their temper, to focus when others were distracted, to push forward when others gave up. The truth is, if you cannot control yourself, someone else will control you. If you cannot control your emotions, situations will dictate your mood. If you cannot control your desires, distractions will steal your time. If you cannot control your habits, life will lead you in circles, keeping you far from the success you seek. But when you master the art of self-control, you become unstoppable. Think about it. Every failure, every missed opportunity, every regret you have ever had can likely be traced back to a lack of self-control. Maybe it was a decision made in anger that burned a bridge. Maybe it was a distraction that pulled you away from something important. Maybe it was an impulse to procrastinate, to indulge in short-term pleasure at the cost of long-term success. Weak people blame circumstances. Strong people take ownership of their actions. The most successful individuals are not those who are controlled by their emotions, but those who have learned to control their emotions. They do not react. They respond. They do not allow external factors to dictate their inner state. They understand that every decision, every action, every habit either strengthens their self-control or weakens it. So, how do you develop this level of mastery? How do you become someone who is in complete control of their thoughts, actions, and emotions? First, you must become aware of your triggers. What are the things that cause you to lose focus? What habits are leading you away from your goals? What situations make you react emotionally instead of logically? Awareness is the first step to mastery. You cannot control what you do not understand. Second, you must train yourself to pause before you react. The difference between failure and success is often just a few seconds of restraint. The ability to take a deep breath, to think before speaking, to step back before making a rash decision. This is what separates the strong from the weak. Every time you resist an impulse, every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen your self-control. Third, you must develop mental toughness. Self-control is not just about resisting distractions. It is about pushing forward when everything inside you wants to quit. It is the ability to wake up early when your body tells you to stay in bed. It is the discipline to work on your goals when your mind tells you to take it easy. It is the power to endure discomfort, to delay gratification, to keep going when others would stop. The greatest achievements in history were built on self-control. The strongest leaders, the wealthiest entrepreneurs, the most powerful minds, they all had moments when they could have quit, when they could have given in to temptation, when they could have let their emotions get the best of them. But they didn't. They stood firm. They mastered themselves, and because they mastered themselves, they mastered their destiny. You have that same power within you. Right now, in this moment, you have the ability to decide, will I be the master of my life? Or will I let my impulses, my distractions, my emotions dictate my future? The choice is yours. Master self-retreat, and you will master everything else. Persistence is the iron will that separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. It is the ability to keep moving forward despite challenges, setbacks, and failures. It is the refusal to surrender, the relentless drive that turns obstacles into stepping stones, the unshakable belief that no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again. Look around you. Every successful person, every great leader, every self-made millionaire has faced obstacles that would have broken the average person. They have encountered failures that would have made most people give up. But what made them different? It was not luck. It was not talent. It was their unwavering persistence that led them to success. Most people stop at the first sign of difficulty. They encounter resistance and they retreat. They fail once and they assume it is not meant to be. They face criticism and they lose confidence. But persistence is what separates the weak from the strong. It is what turns dreamers into doers and doers into legends. Think about some of the greatest success stories in history. Thomas Edison conducted over 10,000 failed experiments before he finally perfected the light bulb. Imagine if he had given up at 9,999. The world would have remained in darkness a little longer. But he refused to quit. He turned each failure into a lesson, each setback into a stepping stone, each obstacle into fuel for his determination. Walt Disney was fired from his first job for lacking creativity. His first animation company went bankrupt. He was rejected by countless investors when he pitched the idea of Disneyland, but he did not stop. He kept going despite every setback until he built an empire that continues to inspire millions. Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, was rejected over 1,000 times before someone finally believed in his recipe. Most people would have given up after a few dozen rejections, but he refused to take no for an answer. He believed in his idea, and because of his persistence, his brand became a household name worldwide. What does this tell you? It tells you that failure is not the end. It is merely a test. It is life's way of asking, how badly do you want it? If you give up at the first failure, you were never truly committed in the first place. If you quit when things get tough, you do not deserve success. But if you persist, if you keep pushing forward despite every challenge, if you refuse to accept defeat, then success is inevitable. Obstacles are not roadblocks. They are tests of character. They are opportunities to grow, to learn, to develop the strength that is required for greatness. Think about this. If success were easy, everyone would have it. But the reason only a select few reach the top is because only a select few have the persistence to push through the pain, the rejection, and the struggle. Most people see obstacles and turn back, but the persistent individual sees obstacles and asks, how can I use this to my advantage? They understand that every difficulty is a lesson in disguise. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. And every rejection is simply redirection toward something greater. So I ask you, how persistent are you? When things don't go as planned, do you quit or do you adapt? When people tell you no, do you walk away or do you find another way? When failure knocks you down, do you stay down or do you get back up stronger than before? Because here is the truth. Success does not go to the smartest, the luckiest, or the most talented. It goes to those who refuse to quit. It goes to those who keep showing up, keep fighting, keep believing, and keep moving forward no matter what stands in their way. If you commit to persistence, you will turn every obstacle into a stepping stone. You will transform every failure into a lesson. You will take every rejection and turn it into motivation. And in the end, you will not just achieve success, you will become unstoppable. Everything that has ever been created, every great invention, every empire, every work of art, began as a thought, a single idea in someone's mind. But thoughts alone do not create success. Dreams alone do not build legacies. It is discipline that transforms thoughts into reality. You can dream of wealth, but without disciplined action, you will remain broke. You can visualize success, but without consistent effort, it will never materialize. You can imagine a better life, but without taking deliberate steps every day, you will remain exactly where you are. This is where most people fail. They have big dreams, but no discipline to execute them. They get excited about an idea, but lack the persistence to see it through. They start with enthusiasm, but quit when challenges arise. They think about success, but do not develop the habits that lead to success. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Look at the greatest minds in history, the inventors, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the athletes. They did not just think about success, they lived it through their daily habits. They disciplined themselves to wake up early, to work when others rested, to keep pushing forward when others quit. Consider Leonardo da Vinci, one of the greatest artists and thinkers of all time. His genius was not just a gift, it was the result of daily discipline. He spent years mastering anatomy, sketching, experimenting, refining his craft. His great works, like the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, did not appear overnight. They were the product of disciplined effort. Look at Elon Musk, a modern-day visionary. His ideas about space travel, artificial intelligence, and electric vehicles were once considered impossible. But he did not just think about these ideas, he executed them with relentless discipline, working 100-hour weeks, overcoming failures, and staying committed when others doubted him. Even the greatest athletes like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were not just talented, they were disciplined. They were the first ones in the gym and the last ones to leave. While others rested, they practiced. While others made excuses, they improved. Their legendary status was not built on talent alone, it was built on disciplined execution of their vision. And the same principle applies to you. Your thoughts hold incredible power, but they mean nothing without action. You can read every self-improvement book in the world, but if you do not apply the knowledge with discipline, nothing will change. You can set goals, but if you do not stick to a daily plan, they will remain dreams. You can tell yourself that you want success, but unless you are willing to make the sacrifices, you will never taste it. Discipline means showing up every day whether you feel like it or not. It means staying focused when distractions try to pull you away. It means doing what needs to be done even when no one is watching. Discipline means keeping your promises to yourself. How many times have you told yourself you would start exercising, wake up earlier, or work on your goals, only to let yourself down? Every time you break a commitment to yourself, you weaken your own self-respect. But when you stay disciplined, when you follow through on your plans, you build confidence. You develop mental toughness. You transform your thoughts into actions and your actions into reality. So ask yourself, are your daily actions aligned with your goals? If not, then your goals are just wishes. Success is not about what you hope for. It is about what you consistently do. Discipline is the secret weapon that turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. It is what turns ideas into inventions, dreams into businesses, thoughts into reality. Commit to discipline and watch your life transform. My friends, discipline is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. It is the key that unlocks doors, the secret weapon of the successful, and the unstoppable force that transforms dreamers into legends. Do not wait for motivation. Discipline yourself to take action. Do not let fear hold you back. Discipline yourself to move forward. Do not let failure break you. Discipline yourself to rise again. Because in the end, discipline is everything. And those who master it, master life. Now go forth and claim your greatness. Thank you.